Hold on. Let me take a sip.
I'm flying blind. I mean deaf.
No, you don't have it. It's very weird to have you not have headphones on, but
it is what it is. I don't have coffee. I'm definitely out of sorts. Thank you so much
now
for bringing me
You're welcome.
this coffee. I thank you.
Yeah, the Dunkin' Donuts guy gave me a leaky cup, which I understand that it happens.
But you said that he knowingly gave you the leaky cup.
This is where I draw the line. If you give me a cup and you notice it's leaking because it drips over your hand as you give it to me, I notice it's dripping as I pull it into my car.
Do the right thing.
Get me a damn new cup. I said, can I get some napkins? Trying to like be nice, but also be like, you gave me a leaky cup. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm getting you some right now. And I was like, so you know it's leaking.
So he didn't have a plan to give you some. So he gave you a leaky cup and no napkins. Fail.
Correct. But then he also, his fix was to just give me napkins and to not replace the leaky cup. Like, so I'm still going to have a leaky cup.
Do better. That's all we have to say.
But it is that one on, I'm not going to say which one it is because I'm sure there's people who work really hard at these establishments, but there is one. There are like 3
Is it the one that
4?
Time forgot? Is it near me or further away?
Near you.
Okay.
It's terrible. Dunkin' Donuts. It's one of the worst
I know.
ones.
Yep. I know. My
staff,
J1s are working there.
Yeah. So, well, that will be why I don't want to say anything because I even peered in and was like,
it's fine. We call it the one that Time forgot.
Bet you. Yeah. And it's in a weird spot and like kind of forgotten. You have to go all the way around the building. I get it. Listen, I don't judge the Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm just saying they are ranked in my head.
We all have our favorites.
Favorite.
And if you're not a New Englander, you don't understand. If you're from New England, then we're like, yeah, we totally get it. And yes, we have Dunkin's 1 mile.
And you can pick.
Boom, boom. Yep, exactly. And
but the other one down further, closer towards 149, is always packed. It's a pain to get to because you have to go through the light around the building. It takes too long.
Correct.
So I don't use that one. I use the one that's closer.
Yep. And then the one on 130 right now is under construction.
Oh yeah.
And then so we didn't come here to talk about all the Dunkins that are under repair.
I mean, we kind of did
ranking their scores,
but
we do rank them.
Wait, but that is a kind of entire theme of our podcast, though. Is coffee. So I don't feel like we're like totally out of left field here.
We're definitely not. We have our favorites.
Yeah,
you know who you are.
You know who you are.
The other ones, your franchise needs to do better.
Are we gonna have any pull now that your dreary ones are working at the one that stinks?
I doubt it.
Okay. Just curious.
I've worked with their hiring agency for many years, and they're wonderful people. They do a great job making sure that they get what they need and where they need to go. Although mine call me for everything.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yesterday we're in P-Town, and they're like, the bus stops at 6:30. Are you going to be in Hyannis? I'm like, no, I'm at a gig. No.
How'd they get home?
Uber, get a ride. Figure it out. There are 4 of you.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. Everybody pitch in $20 that way. The $80 Uber ride.
Yeah, no
kidding.
It's
Cape Cod.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Uber's not even reliable on the Cape.
It's not. It really isn't. Unless you're coming from the steamship, unless you're at a specific place where there is a ton of action, it's not really reliable.
No, not remotely. Thinking about like all those times I've gotten stuck out at a bar in Dennis because a girl's been like, well, just Uber home. And me being like, this is not a good idea. No. And then suddenly it's midnight. And like, of course there's no Ubers.
I knew this was a bad idea the whole time.
Yes. Like I'm too old to be doing this. Now I just don't go out. That's like now I'm like, no, this is.
Well, it's Friday night and I've got a gig up your way. And I was like, oh, what are you doing after?
School?
It's a middle school gig. So it's over at it's an 8th grade dance.
So what time is it over?
8.
Okay.
I'm going to be like out your way. You want to meet for a drink?
I guess so. You immediately were like, what are you doing? I'm going to be out your direction. I was like, I'm afraid to tell you that I'm free because you're going to sign me up for something I don't want to do.
No, but if we want to meet at one of your local watering holes, I'm out your way.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's cause trouble out in Dennis.
That's what I'm saying. Just for a little while. We're not getting crazy. We're old.
I immediately was like, what? How do I get out of this?
And I've already sold my weekend away. I'm DJing a wedding on Saturday, and I've got 3 events on Sunday. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, but I hate when you've got a weekend that is so fully packed with stuff that you don't have a weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no end in sight for me. I'm just kind of in a trajectory of get going.
Yep.
Got to be somewhere.
I snuck in a Sunday off. And I'm kind of surprised I did it to my staff.
That's so nice.
Sorry. But it's one I keep trying to squeeze in one more last weekend day that I have off to do nothing and then my family's around before it's just sailing chaos. because pretty soon it's like every Saturday and Sunday I'm
Yep.
at the boatyard at a certain time. And
Yep.
I'm off. Like it just eats up your whole day. I get off the water at 3:34. By the time I shower and done at 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I don't want to see anybody do anything. Be done.
Yep.
So
welcome. Busy season is upon us.
I know. So I was having I was talking about. Yeah, we were talking about in the last episode that the days are actually longer now than they're going to be in August.
Right.
So we're in peak summer.
Even though
we're not in peak heat.
Right.
Of summer.
No.
But like we're in summer. I'm just
like
tired of people telling me it's not summer yet.
The
like,
weather.
No, it's summer. It is summer.
Better.
Yeah.
Get better weather. We were spoiled early in May. That's why. Then we had this expectation. We're like, oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So I'd love to know what the weather app is trying to tell me right now. On the way here, when I looked at it, it said it was going to be bright and sunny until noon, but I was driving through entire thick fog.
Oh, well, that's because of the Canadian wildfires.
No. This is like normal morning.
Oh.
Marston's Mills fog where it covers into the airfield.
Well, that means it's warm weather coming, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But then it was cloud cover, then like 1 hour of like a thunderstorm, and then cloud cover but sunny.
I'm not a meteorologist, so I can't.
I looked at it and I was like, okay, I understand.
Is it
New
like
England.
the fog from Lost? Is it like the smoke monster? Are there polar bears running around?
Or the mist? Mist is what? Stephen King?
Watch out. I haven't read a damn thing. I feel like such a degenerate. We'll get to that at our
content recs.
At our content recs at the end of the show.
Just my ADD today. Are we supposed to get the smoggy stuff?
Yeah, we're getting it. Our air quality is contaminated.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh.
We're not as bad as New York City is right
New
now,
York.
which I have a friend flying into there right now, and I'm like, have fun. Wear a mask.
Yeah, my best friend is there, and he just keeps sending me pictures. And I guess Boston was rough yesterday too.
Yeah, and the air quality is really bad. They said half a pack of cigarettes is better for you than breathing this air right now.
Oh my God.
I don't know how one decides that.
Yeah.
in the order of things, but that's what they said.
In the short time span too.
The experts, the people.
And this is, I feel so uneducated. Canadian wildfires?
Yes.
Wow.
And they said they don't know when it's going to end.
Wow.
It's a bad season, worst they've ever had.
Has this happened before?
Yeah, it happens every year.
Oh.
It's just not normally this terrible.
Okay. Oh, but global warming isn't a thing.
I don't know.
Got it.
Do we call it that anymore? It's just climate change now, right?
Either way, it's fake, right? That's what people say.
I don't even know anymore.
No,
they'll change their mind tomorrow. I can't commit to anything. This is why we all have.
You will change your mind tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true.
You
and
can't
so will
commit
they.
to anything.
The flip flopping,
Okay.
just rolling with the punches, and we're ready to get into what's roasting. Let's do it. Are you ready?
There's a lot of weird shit going on right now.
Okay. We
So,
just
yeah, I
had the
guess
full moon. It shouldn't be like.
How was your full moon? Wow, I'm just getting distracted again today.
Everything sucked this week.
Yeah.
Like everything I touched broke. Didn't show
Like-
up, got messed up. I was on my way to something yesterday and somebody called from another person. Yes.
Okay.
I need to burn some sage.
Okay.
Something needs to change up in my trajectory
Got
right
it.
now.
Got it.
I did end up having a really great evening last night. I signed myself up to be on the board of something.
Yeah, but that's a good one though. Like that one, that's what I support.
It is a good
I've
one.
thought about joining Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, it
But
is a good one.
Just time. I don't have time. But yeah, keep going.
Well, and I'm excited that I can handle when the meetings are. They're
Yeah.
very brief. They do it by Zoom.
Perfect.
Yes. Sign me up for that board.
Okay.
But also they do great things in my town.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm fully supportive of everything that they do. So we'll see what I've signed myself up for.
No kidding. But everything else is good. No, I mean, your life is generalized chaos. I think both of ours is. Yours a little more so.
Mine was like scheduling snafus and
Mm.
things breaking that shouldn't break,
Yeah.
and just weird happenings.
Okay.
Not as weird as the relationship we're about to
Mm.
discuss as we get into what's roasting.
This is a full moon
with
situation.
Bill
by far.
Murray and Kelis.
I don't understand how this is. We looked at this and you were like, this isn't real. Yeah, recently started hitting it off.
Well, she's a stoner.
They've
Maybe
been
she
hanging-
just finds him funny. I said that is the only way I
Listen,
see that working.
Humor is a sexy quality.
I agree.
If you can make me laugh, I'm like instantly more into it.
And he's
than I
charming.
was.
I think Bill Murray he's not a looker, but
No.
he's also just very funny,
But
charming,
he's rich.
smart, rich.
And he's charming.
I heard he's an actual terrible person,
Oh,
but I don't know.
yeah, we don't know.
I
Not
feel
that I'm
like every
defending him, but-
star, you can't go 70 years without being a little bit of a diva if you're a celebrity,
True. How do you survive
right?
otherwise?
You can't when
It-
you're utterly fed up with something and someone's always criticizing you.
yeah.
He would have been
Or
canceled long ago.
how do you support how do you have a backbone in an industry where everybody's trying to get something from you and not get turned into a dick?
Right. Right.
You know?
So whatever this relationship is, it seems very strange, but they've been hanging out a lot.
He's 72 and she's 43. So what do you think of that age difference when they're, I would say, that old?
Well,
Like, does it matter? Like, if it was 23 and 53, it would be weird,
Look,
right? But like at 43 and 72 or 73, you know? Like, is it
Pacino
still
and De
weird?
Niro have really thrown us all for a loop
Mm.
over the last couple of weeks. So this is closer in age.
Yeah.
They're definitely an odd couple. But
Yeah,
if
maybe.
it works and there's comedy involved, and there definitely is. And once again, she's a stoner. So she probably is really enjoying her time and he makes her laugh.
They've been
Well,
hanging out in the United States and across the pond in London, being
Mm.
seen in the same London hotel, linking up stateside.
Interesting. Well, I like it. Good for you guys. Not something I would have been like, wow,
I
I
don't
see
really
that
know.
coming.
Yeah, I'm not really like I don't ship this. This is not a relationship
Right.
I'm invested in.
Right.
I don't really care about this. The next one though, I kind of ship Shakira and the Formula 1 driver, Lewis Hamilton.
I hope that it's a good choice for her. She has been in weird relationships.
Correct. Yeah. But I don't know. They've had
Unhealthy relationships. I feel like this one is cute.
I think it's cute, and apparently it's just fun and flirty. They've been seen out a few times. They're spending time together, and they're still in the getting to know you stage. How long is that supposed to last? The getting to know you stage?
I say 3 months. 3 to 6 months,
Oh, I
somewhere
feel
in
like
there.
I've like tripled that in a few cases. That's fine. I'm just curious.
Oh. Well, I mean, Cliff and I kind of sort of flirted around dating and did that whole song and dance for about a year. But we both had kids.
Yeah.
So I think that is okay. That lengthens that period of time. We're not about to be hopping into anything.
Yeah,
'cause we have
complications.
Other people. Yeah, exactly. I'm just not
Complications.
opening it up to, is that my dad? We didn't
Oh
need
my
that. We didn't
God.
need to get into that for a while.
Can you imagine? I mean, like eventually, clearly.
Eventually it did happen. So it was just a whole lot.
But anyway, fun and flirty. We like fun and flirty.
We
It's kind of a
do.
fun and flirty era for everybody. Not that I bring everything back to Taylor Swift, but I kind of bring everything back to Taylor Swift.
She got a stalker right now. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Somebody got arrested or something. But all these sort of inside tips have come out about her breakup from Matt Healy.
Yeah.
And everybody's just been saying that like she's kind of in her no fucks era. Like her tour is hers, her albums are hers, she's doing her own thing, she's doing what she wants, and so she doesn't even care that there's been like public commentary on the fact that she like was like, okay, bye.
I think you're allowed those after you've had a long relationship.
Yeah, I agree. But she's usually very private. So the fact that this is very public and we're getting tips from insiders, right? Like she's allowing some of this stuff to be released.
Yeah.
That she's in her like no fucks given era, you know?
I'm sure that
And then I'm
that's
like,
also a fuck to Joe.
but are
It's
we
like, you know what?
okay, but are we getting an album for the no fucks given era?
I'm
Because
100% positive you definitely are going to get an album out
I'm
of
gonna
that.
love that.
She's just currently on tour. She's writing away at night
Oh yeah, she is.
and going through whatever it is she's going through. Good for you. More content.
Anyway, that's all the news I got.
So that's our relationship zone. Now let's get into the weird acting zone. Bryan Cranston announced that he's going to be retiring from acting, but not until 2026. Okay.
Why is
What, is
Like,
there an
why?
insurance situation going on? Like where are you in
have
your age
you have
demo?
projects lined up and then you're just not lining anything up after 2026?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I guess he just said for
What
the
was the
last
last thing-
24 years, his wife Robin has led her life holding on to my tail. She's been the plus one. She's been a wife of a celebrity, and she's had to pivot, adjust her life based on mine. She's got tremendous benefit from it, but we're uneven right now. It's her turn.
For how many years?
24.
And he's how old?
I want to say late 50s.
So this is not an even split. She's not going to get 25 years
I don't think so, but I feel
because he's still going to have to go to work to support the situation. right?
think
Unless she's like a closet scientist and she has been able to go do her sciencey thing. I'm just making that. You know what I mean?
I love that that's where your brain went.
Well, I just like was thinking like powerful
lessons in chemistry over here.
Oh, actually, yes, totally. But I was thinking my brain just went immediately to like, powerful male dominated.
Yeah, but
industry.
I love that he's like, she's not going to get the amount of time, but I definitely want to level it. She deserves it. So he's planning on shutting his production company down.
Came to that conclusion on his own.
He's selling his steaks and
way.
booze.
That is not okay. Well, fine.
He says he wants to, he's like, maybe we're going to move to France. I want to experience what she wants to experience. I'm letting her drive this ship right now. Do you think he screwed up?
Yeah, I think something happened. I think it was enough fights. I think it was her being like, I can't live my life against you anymore. What do you want to do? You want a divorce? And he's like, I don't even know who you are anymore. How do I divorce somebody that I don't even know? Because I've been doing my own thing forever.
I love the backstory here. I'm really enjoying it.
Do you know what I mean? There's no way that there's no way that he is making this public statement
that he's retiring in 2026
without some sort of thing.
Okay.
Do you know why nobody cares? When was the last thing we even saw him in? Right.
Yeah, I can't. I know that there's something and it wasn't all that great, but I know that there's something.
He's not relevant enough to make this statement, but if he thinks it's relevant to his personal life, then there's something going on in his personal life that he's trying to manage.
Well, maybe there's something like the Tom Holland situation where he said that he's taking a break.
Yeah, his last, what was it? Was it a series or was it a movie?
Yeah.
The Crowded Room.
Yeah,
Apple TV series. It took so much out of him. I don't know anything about it, but I know it's heavy. That's all I know.
And he said it was a tough time, and he said we're exploring certain emotions and definitely never have experienced that before, to the point where he's like, I got to take a year off and deal with myself from the emotional damage that the show did to me.
He's young though. He'll bounce back. I mean, it's got to be hard to go from something like Spider-Man to that. And then how do you go back to being cast in the like Spider-Man
light,
type
fluffy roles?
Yeah. And being like, okay, but this is like where my brain is at the same time. Like I'm reading scripts for Spider-Man, but I'm going to work with all of this heavy stuff right now.
Yeah.
I would think the overlap is tricky. And I'm sure a year means you won't see him on screens for a year, but he'll probably take a few months off, do his thing, and then pick up scripts, figure out what deals he's going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure
he's not shutting down his life.
No, I'm sure we'll see him in campaigns. Being close to Zendaya is going to help him. Zendaya is the face of huge, gorgeous brands, big luxury brands.
Yeah.
Bulgari, I think was the last one. She was just an event.
Bivogagi.
What is that?
There was a Saturday night episode.
Oh,
Saturday Night Live episode where she couldn't say Bulgari.
That's funny.
And they called it Bivogagi, and it just made me laugh. It was my brother and my personal joke together for months.
In a couple of fashion brands too, she's the face of.
So what's going on with her? Because I just saw some Euphoria news.
So she was so she had an event for Bulgari.
Okay.
She was at one of their hotels or resorts, and she was at one of their things, and her dress didn't arrive on time.
Get another one?
So she ended up wearing, can you imagine this? She ended up getting to her a Louis Vuitton suit. Perfect.
Sweet.
Like just shipped to her. And she wore that because she's the face of both brands, which I'm just...
Chop. Which people are going to come through right now?
In an hour. Her dress didn't show up, and within an hour, she was in a Louis Vuitton
frantic
suit.
Interns getting those phone calls, and you're like, oh my God.
Yes. Yeah.
And then making it work.
And by the way, she was in Rome. She got the suit an hour before the event.
That's easy to do.
It was not Louis Vuitton, it was Valentino.
I was going to say, but that's not hard to do. Have you ever been to Italy?
No.
They're just so fashion forward. Like you are underdressed to ride the subway. They are always ready to go, buttoned up, looking perfect every moment of the day. Even if you're just a housewife riding the subway, you're looking good. I don't know what it is. The looks, the dirty looks I got for my flip-flops on the subway.
That's funny.
Like, whatever.
All right.
Clearly American.
That's good to know. Like everywhere in Italy?
Everywhere, and especially Rome.
I was going to say, I would think it's that way in Milan.
Yeah, it's Rome, Milan, Venice, like all of them.
How long, if I was going to do a trip to Italy, how long do I need?
It depends on where you want to go.
So break it up, do different trips to different areas.
Yeah, because it's also big. Like I just did like the whole northern half. I've not done Sicily. I did. We
Separate
did
trips. I
go
got it.
see
I gotta go
Capri.
twice. I
Yeah,
understand.
there are like other places to go visit that I haven't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was there for 2 weeks, and I feel like I could have been there another month
Yeah.
easily.
Maybe I'll just quit and do that. Just kidding.
You're funny.
But you're like, don't you dare.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this whole thing with Zendaya's Valentino suit, though, is that her stylist, La Roche, stepped in, but he came out and announced that he was retiring a long time ago and was like, I'm a few months ago, and came out and was like, I'm done with the fashion world. I'm not doing this anymore. This is super toxic. I'm out. And everybody was like, but you're Zendaya's stylist. What's going to happen? And he was like, oh, no, she doesn't count. Like, I'm still going to be with her.
Oh.
So he's done. He's like a big deal celebrity stylist, done not dressing anybody except still dressing Zendaya and getting her out of situations like this. That's all. Just interesting.
All right. Well, way to come through, fashion room.
I know. Valentino. I
know.
never even touched Valentino.
Never.
No. When would I have ever touched
I
Valentino?
don't know. I like going into the New York stores and going into those places I have no business in and touching things.
I'm so intimidated to walk in.
I'm not.
Maybe
bust right in. Hi, how are you? I'm touching things. Bye.
No, I can't. Maybe it's because I like, knowing the industry, being in the industry, even just slightly. It's a little bit of like owing some of these brands. And I understand it's marketing, but like owing some of these brands the little bit of respect and the designers in the houses that they've built.
Doesn't mean you can't walk into them and look at them. Treat it like an art museum.
When I was
can't afford it, but very cool to look at.
When I was in London and in Paris, they have brands like this everywhere. These huge stores. I was too intimidated to walk. I like walked by. I was like,
oh yeah, no, I'll walk right in.
Yeah, that doesn't track me.
All right, so you when you sat down this morning, you're like, "There's a lot of sex news.
There's a lot of things going on." I'm trying not to blush.
So Chelsea Handler may have menage a trois herself into a breakup. Interesting. 48-year-old revealed that a threesome with her masseuse eventually led to the split of her ex, Ted Harbert.
Listen, kind of hot. Like, isn't that a thing where people get, like those are like stories or
okay. It was a woman. I was just really curious if it was a boy or a girl. I was like, where?
No, she said she likes a girl in the situation. She can do all the stuff I'm too effing lazy to do. Like, okay.
Good on you.
You know what? I never thought about a threesome. Honest to God, I never thought about a threesome that way.
Do that. I'll be here. Just
but that kind of makes sense.
Of the land. Good for you. I think it's great.
So all of this, I think is great. Like, first of all, isn't it like such a classic porn scene where like you have a masseuse that turns into like a sexual partner?
Yep.
So I feel like good on you. Like get that porn scene.
Living a real life fantasy. Yes. Good. Awesome. Glad you had it.
Totally. I hear
Only
it.
apparently that went on for a little bit too long.
Right. And then they were hooking up several times.
Yeah.
Without the boyfriend. And then they were like, oh, it's time to break up.
That's fine if you want somebody else to do the work, but eventually someone's going to realize who's doing the work of the office. Yeah. So eventually your position is no longer needed. It's been filled.
Can I ask you on air if that is something you've ever experienced?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Can I ask you, like, I don't know what you're willing. I should just assume that she's going to put
in our younger selves. Absolutely. That did happen.
Is it fun?
It was fun for the minute.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever like, it had a season.
Yeah. A season.
We were like, okay, that was fun.
I don't know if I could do it.
Well, also since my husband's such a germaphobe, like it's it's not good. The vetting process is like, ugh, forget it.
Oh my God. I'm getting so much information here. I opened the question and now I want to back right out of it.
Like,
never mind. I don't really want to know.
She thought she was going to get me.
No, I didn't think I was going to get you. And as soon as I asked the question, was not going to ask the question if I thought you were not going to answer it. Did you feel that way? That like she could do all the other stuff that you were too lazy to do?
Nah, we were kind of all in it together.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheers. You know who you are.
Happy Friday.
Right?
This is Good Friday content.
Yeah, right? I agree.
I don't think I could do it.
You've never?
No.
Ugh, boring. You're 30 now.
I'm like, No, I was gonna say,
Kidding.
I'm totally like, did you see the Kim Kardashian came? Did you watch the episode?
No.
There was a point in the episode where she was like, I'm a lights off kind of girl.
Yeah.
That she's like, I can walk out onto photo shoots with a thong on and have everybody look at me and get the work done. And then when she's with somebody that she's like, I'm turning the lights off, don't look at me. That's me.
Okay. That makes sense.
I don't know.
Because it's intimate. That's intimacy. There's a difference between showing the world, this is me, look at me. And then when you're like in that moment, don't look at me because it's too real. You're actually with me looking at me. It's very different.
Yeah.
It's a different feel.
Yeah. The vulnerability to me
Yes.
is a lot.
Yeah. You're showing them everything.
I never liked that.
It is awkward. It is uncomfortable. I feel like I didn't
But
get
it's
past
also-
that until I was well into my 40s, where I was like, zero Chelsea handler.
Yeah.
Like I do not care anymore. Here it is.
Yeah, I'm not there. And maybe it's because like I don't I have been in relationships. So like you
Mhm.
get more and more comfortable with somebody as the relationship goes on. But I don't know.
I think you just get more comfortable in your own skin. For
Yeah.
me, speaking from my own personal
Mhm.
body issues, how I feel about myself, how I purport myself, where I'm at right now. Like I am the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, but I'm also in a space of like, I do not care. I don't care what I look like. I don't care if my fat roll is hanging out. I don't care if this is
I don't
it.
know. You're
And I don't care.
getting more than anybody I know.
if
And we talk about it way too often.
just last night. No.
Oh my God. I don't need to know. It's so funny because we're the exact opposites. You come in and tell me everything and you're like, what are you up to? And I'm like,
Nothing. No what? Don't look at me.
nothing. Don't look at me in the eye because then you'll know. You'll see it on my face.
So awesome. So speaking of the Kardashians, I did not watch the episode, but I did like that she said that she was a lights off kind of girl. That
Yeah.
was really, really funny. Also, they had a kumbaya moment over
Yeah,
the
you
Kardashian
said that you
compound.
wanted to watch this. I couldn't figure out what was happening. There was just too many characters and too many outfits. And I was like, do I need to invest in this? But apparently I do. What happened?
So it was a Kardashian coming together that went down this week, and everybody's ex was there. Everything celebrating their children's pre-K graduation.
I want to look at photos. Yeah.
First off, we do not need to celebrate every single milestone. I get it. They're all in the same age bracket. It's just a reason
Yeah,
for your
is it-
family to get together.
Is it everybody?
It's such a cute thing. Everyone. It was Kylie and Travis, Chloe and Tristan, and Angela White, formerly Black China, who
Oh yeah.
shows up in an outfit that I have no idea what it looked like. She looked like a caterpillar, a furry caterpillar. And Tori looks
That was
over
weird.
and utters the words, imagine if that was your mom.
Like you grew up and you look back at pictures and you're like, that's
Someone looking
that's
at the
Mom.
photo going, what is she wearing?
Oh yeah. So True.
I have no bastion of fashion.
So it was True and Stormy. Oh, and Dream.
Yeah, it was 3 of them.
I thought Dream was older.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's
Dream
the
is the
smarter
same
one.
age. Dream is the same age as Stormy.
But it is a pre-K graduation.
Yeah, so some of this is fun. I think, like, you know what? If you've got
It's cute. They've got a bunch of them. It was probably a fun little thing.
totally.
But with the graduation robes on,
Yeah, but like it's a private school, you know, like I think this is I think it's normal.
it's become the normal now, and I
Yeah,
don't get it.
I think it's California. I think this is very normal. What I want to know though is, do you think they sent out notices to all the parents prior to this pre-K graduation going, like, the Kardashians will be in attendance to this event. Please don't take photos. Like, you are part, like, this is an NDA situation. You know what I mean? So that they
Do you
could,
think they go to school with other kids?
well, they must if they're graduating from some sort of pre-K.
I feel like it's just their own.
No way. You think they created a pre-K for
Probably.
them and then made them?
You know, Kanye has
No.
his own school. It's not a
There's
crazy
people
thing.
there. This is an outdoor situation.
Okay.
That's a whole.
Oh,
It's cute.
That is a mommy moment.
Yes, for sure. I just think
I do like that all the exes showed up. Super awkward, but you know what? It's for the kids.
yeah, but it
It's for
also
the
shows.
family.
I mean, if you like, Scott Disk is still literally around
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah,
But although he's kind of a staple.
he's part of the fam.
And Kim was just seen out with North going to a basketball game for Tristan. I think they just kind of like, once you're accepted into the fold, you're accepted into the fold. And, especially once you have kids, there's a level of, all right, that's baby daddy. So I'm going to continue the relationship in some capacity. Kim doesn't speak poorly on Kanye. She talks about that a lot in the episodes.
Even though the last one we watched, The Ugly Cry, about how she's never allowed to have a bad day. I was like, ugh, you're right. You're not allowed to have a bad day if you look like that. Horrible, I know, but I looked at her. I couldn't stay. Nope.
Okay. And
sorry, sidebar.
Chloe talked in the last episode about how she is holding stronger boundaries with Tristan, but at the same time, he's in her house and making breakfast, and they're doing the parent thing together. So I think there is a lot of complications, but also at the same time, out of anybody and out of any of the famous families of the world, they do a very good job of doing the family thing despite the difficult relationships that they have. Yeah, I mean, did they need to call it "quote unquote" graduation day and have like $1 billion worth of flowers around? Probably not, but
they have more money. I mean, honestly, what are they going to spend their money on? So at least it's the kids.
Yeah, I just think the kids are definitely going to have completely, although it doesn't matter because they're going to grow up to have whatever they want, but completely unrealistic expectations of what life is like.
Yeah, good luck to you.
And the other kids have got to be so confused. The other kids in the class.
Yeah.
Like, why is TMZ showing up at my
at a graduation for kids?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Content Rex. What you got?
I took myself to the movies yesterday.
Oh, what'd you go see?
Little Mermaid. It was
how was
so good.
I hear reports that it was wonderful.
It was beautiful.
Okay, good.
It was really, really good. I want to look up everybody's names because
you want to get it right.
Yeah.
Because there was controversy about the casting of it. I think it was great.
Yeah, so I was nervous about going into, they changed some of the words to Kiss a Girl, which is like, I think, such a classic song, but they did it so unbelievably well. It was way bigger of a hype than like the rollout was. I thought it was really cute. I thought the acting was great. It had to be so hard to act and pretend to be underwater, but you're not underwater, but you're.
So it's like CGI.
Yeah, but it was very well done. It didn't look CGI. It was great. There were definitely some times where you're like, okay, that's a little digitized, but of course,
right.
Under the Sea was so well done. The creatures were so well done. I think it's just crazy to know the animation that we knew versus what it is now. It was absolutely beautiful. I found myself being like, I want to go back to Disney. Like, this is
all right.
You forget how incredible this company is until you dive back into their world.
Yeah.
You see the creativity and the details. Like, I would go see that again today just to notice in more little pieces I thought were great. Halle Bailey. So good. She was unbelievable. I'm assuming she worked out and she prepped for this. Of course, she's in her little mermaid tail and her top, full abs the whole time.
Good on you.
And you're like, oh God. That was the only thing I really didn't need to see.
Yeah, well, mine are deeply protected.
But she's swimming the whole time,
Yeah,
so I was like,
busy.
that's fair.
Yeah.
And also, too, I said this to my friend and I felt bad about it, but it's really just the way her face is shaped. Her eyes are super far apart, so she looks almost fish-like.
Yeah.
And it works really well. She's stunning, but just the way her face is shaped, it's almost.
So you thought it was a great casting?
I thought it was great. Her hair was incredible. It was a different take on the red hair, but it was still really well done. I loved it. Melissa McCarthy, unbelievable. I think the king could have been anybody. Jonah Hewer King.
Yeah.
He could have been anybody. It didn't matter, to be honest. Nobody was paying attention to him.
Okay.
Let's to be honest. But he was still good. He just needed to not ruin it, and he did his job. Like, the movie was not about him. He needed to be just him, he did a good job. But he had his own song. They added a couple new tracks, which were great. New original songs, which I loved. I don't usually love when they do remakes and they do that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really good. I have 2 Disney princess that I'm like, you can do anything else to the rest of them, but don't fuck these 2 up.
Okay. And that's one of them.
Belle and Little Mermaid. And they did great job with both live action.
That's
so
a positive.
Feel, yes, happy and secure. And I would see it again.
All right.
Yeah. And then there was a girl from Bridgerton in there too, somewhere randomly.
Oh, who was just watching it? I think my daughter was just getting into Bridgerton.
Simone Ashley. I think she was a mermaid or something. It was just random to see her like, what, Bridgerton? And then you're like, oh, no.
Where somebody from one place and you're like, this does not fit for me.
But I think she was just like she was a sister mermaid or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
I don't know. Anyway, it was very, very good. Highly recommend. Take yourself. I had a bag of popcorn, some ginger ale, and some Raisinets. My go-to.
Sounds fabulous.
It was really good. I saw the theater in Dennis is all brand new.
That's a good date.
I
like
it
solo
was a
dates.
good self date.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought about being like, do I want to go with somebody? And then I was like, no, I don't really want.
I don't want to deal with organizing.
I don't really
I'll just go.
I just really want them
get
to
there when
ruin
I want,
it.
eat what I want, leave what I want.
Yeah, I didn't
do what I want.
Didn't really want them to ruin it. And me have to like hold back how excited and dorky I am. And like if I'm gonna cry at the end of this movie, I'm gonna cry.
I always cry. I'm a movie crier.
Yeah, I do. Me too. Same. All right, anyway.
So I watched
What
the
do you
first episode of The Idol.
Oh.
It's kind of good.
Mm.
It got 27 on Rotten Tomatoes and just absolutely getting skewered by everything. But
Why? Do we know why?
Because it's like bad, but it's also so good. It's sexy.
It's from the same creators as Euphoria, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's Lily Rose Depp and it's
She's
The Weeknd.
amazing. She's stunning.
And I just love the chemistry is there. It's good.
What's it about?
So she is a pop star
Okay.
that's struggling with whatever and meets a club owner who is a dirtbag, and they formulate a relationship together and all the drama that goes along with it.
Is it like as aggressive and hard hitting about everything as Euphoria was first episode?
There is a lot to unpack in it, but it's almost a little cheesier version. It's not as heavy as Euphoria.
Okay, because I couldn't do
Because
Euphoria.
Euphoria is a lot. It's not as heavy, but it's still a little bit sexy, a little risque.
I have a really hard time watching people do
and
drugs.
very cheesy.
Okay, so maybe I'll get into it. I have a really, really, really hard time watching people do drugs, especially teenagers
Yeah.
on screen.
Yeah, that
like
it is a
watching
lot to
watching
process.
people do coke in a scene like creates like a physical reaction in my body. I don't know what it is.
There was no
I don't
drugs,
like it.
just sex.
Okay, so then
Plenty
that's
of that.
well, then I can do that.
Yeah.
It's the drugs part of Euphoria, and the that freaked me out.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, there's a
Like,
reason
and
why.
my nose is itching. I'm just like,
all right,
Blech.
we're ready to wrap it up. Have a
Yes.
great weekend, everybody.
that's it.
That's it. We're
That's it?
done.
Oh, okay. I'll
And
see
just
everybody
like
Monday.
that. Look at how long we've been on.
I haven't been paying attention. Okay, bye. See
Get
you Monday.
Get perky with us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, The First Shot Morning Show. Bye.
The First Shot Morning Show is produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listen happier.com.